Hello, everyone. Welcome again to another edition of Find Ways to Win. I'm your host, FitzgeraldStephens. Appreciate you guys allowing me to join you, in your cars, homes, offices, wherever you are around this beautiful world. We'd like to just give a shout out to, once again, the new subscribers and the continuing subscribers. The channel is growing. We're reaching new markets pretty much. And I certainly am thankful for the process and the direction that this channel is being taken to. The title of this stream is The High Cost of Running Away from God's Calling on Your Life. We all have a certain purpose to do. We're just not sent here. We're just not an accident. We're just not somebody that doesn't matter. We have a specific work that the Most High has ordained for us, and we have a specific assignment. So in the grand scheme of matters, you very much matters. But what happens when a person tries to avoid the calling that God has placed upon their life? That particular thing that only you can do and you can do alone. Sure, other people may have that same skill set, but they're not called for it, or you're called somewhere where they're not in things. You can't just go ahead and keep ignoring that. The high cost of ignoring God's assignment, God's call on your life, you are going to continuously face disappointment, disaster, setback, defeat. Even if you're good at something, you may be very, very good at something, but that's not God's will for your life. That's not His calling on your life. And it's never going to bring you peace. It's never going to bring you satisfaction that it should. No matter how much money you earn, no matter how much accolades you have, something deep down is going to be empty. It's going to be fulfilled because you are not on assignment. You are not doing what you was created and what you are called to do. Many of people fight that call. They clearly know that God has ordained them for a certain task. Maybe it's called them into ministry, and ministry goes a whole lot more besides being behind a pulpit or being in a church or organization. You can minister in the marketplace. You can minister in the home. You can minister as a husband and a father. There are many roles of a ministry. So please just don't get it mixed up that I have to just go and work inside the church wall, or I don't want to go out there and be a missionary, and I don't want to go out and be an evangelist or a pastor or any of those number of things. Boy, I don't want to take that criticism. I don't want to be constantly seen like I'm broke and people thinking I'm trying to get something out of nothing from it. So I don't want to be that. But nevertheless, you are called to assignments like that. And you can run. You can change cities. You can change husbands. You can change wives. You can get more children. You can make more money. But that fulfillment in your life will never be whole and be complete until you do what God has assigned you to do. This is very, very, very vital. We have these philosophies that I'll go my own way, and I'll just do it my way, and I want to live my life. Yeah, I hear you, and that's cool and dandy. But the Creator has a specific life that He designed for you to live, and He has a specific calling that He designed for you to undertake. There are many people who are not really doing what they're supposed to do, and really not on the pathway and walking around in confusion because you are not on your assignment. You are called to those certain people. You are called to these individuals, but because you're somewhere running away like Jonah did, and you're somewhere not on proper assignment, like the Apostle Paul was, when he was clearly called to the Gentile nation, but he wanted to reach out to the Jewish people and the Jewish people alone, because that was what he's most qualified. But that wasn't his assignment. You're gonna have setbacks. You're gonna suffer pain. You're gonna have failure after failure after failure. Oh, you may get a little bit of success, and you may get a little bit of breathing room, a little bit of celebration, but it's always going to be revert back to failure, shortcomings, disappointment. Why? Because you are not on your calling. You are not in place, ma'am or sir. You are literally running away from your call, and God Almighty will send people, with different faces in different places, and they'll start speaking the same thing. You know, you're called for this. You're called to be a pastor. You're called to be a teacher. You're called to do a whole lot of more work and a different type of work that you're doing. And oh, by the way, here's what it is. That's what I sent to you. That's what I believe in you, and I believe for you. But you're like, no, well, you're going over your mind. You're hearing them, and you can't help but to hear them because too many people that have said this to you over and over and over in different places, sometimes even different countries. But you're like, well, how am I going to make it? How is the money going to come in? And how? What will my friends and my family say about me? What will they say to me? What will they think of me if I decide to go this path? And you're gonna always be in confusion, and you're always gonna be in lack. I remember when God's calling was clearly upon my life, and it's been upon my life for years and years and years. But I just didn't want to go. I didn't want to do that. That's not what I want to do. No, and I fought against that, and I really didn't want to do that. Oh, I enjoyed his presence. I enjoyed talking with him, fellowship, praying with him, and him speaking to me and me listening and praying back. I enjoyed that, but something was always missing because I was out of assignments for years and years and years. People said, "Hey, Fitzgerald, are you a pastor? Are you a pastor? Are you called to be or you are a pastor? And what are you doing here?" And you sort of don't think nothing about it really until you keep hearing it from multiple people and multiple, or sure I say until I keep hearing it from multiple people, multiple places, different countries, telling me the same thing. Sometimes perfect strangers, yet they're speaking the same thing. And so I thought, now I want to be in the marketplace. I don't really want to do ministerial work. I don't want to do pastors. I have a heart for people. I like seeing people's lives grow. I like even giving people great life changing advice and helpful advice. I can't stand to see people confused, and I can't stand to see people not would have a relationship with God and relationship with self. And I love to see families come together. All those things that pastors do, but I don't want to do it. I don't want to get there and sit and do that. That's not what I went to school. That's not what my degree is in. And maybe I'm at a point in my life, where I'm too set in my ways. And all those were excuses. All those were basically excuses that kept me in a perpetual state of frustration, of anxiety, not properly doing what I'm called to do. My assignment is to edify people. My assignment is to encourage people. It is to be a blessing to people. Is to help restore healing and confidence to people by way of the gospel. I know that, and it's no sense to me just keep running from that. And so you can say yes to that, but your feet are not moving in appropriate actions towards that. So therefore, you're still saying no. I can't tell you how many calls. I got a call just as recently as a couple of days ago from a man I admire and respected and have respected for years from a totally different country. Just calling me. A man who I served under, and it's been very, very impactful in my life. How do you like getting a call somewhat like that when you're sitting around frustrated and things are not really popping the way you want it, and the way you think they should be, and you don't know why, and then also you get the call from someone telling you, hey, God placed you on my heart, said call Fitzgerald, and man, let you know he's sitting around there in his home and stuff, and he takes time to minister to you. So many things. So eventually you're going to have one or two choices. Eventually, you're either going to surrender to the call, When I say surrender, mean do what you know you're called to do, or you are going to continue to be miserable, or you are going to continue to suffer setbacks, or you are going to continue to never enjoy the fulfillment that you can, simply because you're afraid, which it all comes down to. It's not really a lack of faith, more so than just you're afraid. You're afraid of other people's opinions. You're afraid if you got out if you get out to try something different because you've been stuck so long. You're afraid of the maybe the what you perceive as the financial lack and stuff. Not understanding that God will provide for for those He calls who are doing the work that He's doing that He wants you to do. He will provide for the work. But and you start making all these excuses. Well, this person isn't that, or that person is that, or I saw them doing that. That ain't got nothing to do with God's calling upon your life. He's not dealing with them. He's dealing with you. He's specifically dealing with you, should I say, and on the level. And let me bring a correction here. Yeah, He is dealing with them, but right now He's concerned about you. And your life is fleeting, ladies and gentlemen. Your life is so freaking short, and compared to eternity and things like that. And why continue to bring misery upon yourself? Why continue to bring unfulfillment upon yourself? Why live a life of no meaning or little meaning or temporary meaning? Why live that? Why go through that when you know there's a way that you can resolve that you can solve that simply by surrendering to God's calling in your life? This was not a message I had written in my notes. I have a literally a sheet of messages that I like to speak on. But and this wasn't one of them. But sometimes God will give me these messages in very unexpected ways. And this is one that just happened a little bit ago, and I decided to move on it. And really more so, rather than feel like a lot of talking is needed. It's really not. When you're not doing God's calling for your life. You just know it. You're not ignorant. This is that there's an uneasiness and there's a peace in it. You've heard it. You've heard people confirm that calling on your life, just like I've heard it, just like many others before me, and many others going to come after me. Several times, and you keep hearing something over and over and over again. You might want to take it very, very serious. You might want to sit up there and look at it, or at least start going into prayer and seeking out prayer and fasting. At least going out there seeking out wise counsel, if that is this of God or not. But when you start keep seeking out counsel and keep guessing and keep talking about all the questions, if and this, you already know. You're just being rebellious at that time. You already know what you're supposed to do. You just got to get out there and trust God as far as that He will lead you in the calling that He has for you, and you can get the work. Probably you might say, hey, it's too late for me. I wasted too much time. God has a way of redeeming your time, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't. He's not man. He's not governed by the laws of man. He doesn't work like that. He can propel you in 2 to 5 years what you couldn't do in 60. He can make up ground for you. He can slingshot you to a success that other people have labored for decades. He can just slingshot you, provided you're in your calling, provided you're doing what He has you to do. He will provide for those who He calls. He will provide for them. You will have the resources. You will not be a laughing stock. You will not be broke. And you got to get that. But it's up to you to get rid of that pride and surrender that what if and stop second guessing, stop wondering. Or you could always go the other route, the route that you're doing right now. Headaches, high blood pressure, taking the Maalox, disruption in your home, disruption in your finances, continue passed over and continue moved off of jobs or not promoted on jobs, and continue to keep going to hell in various situations of your life, continue to have all kinds of things happen that have no explanation by. God is talking to you, ladies and gentlemen. You can't pray for Him to bless something that He hasn't called for you. You can't do that. You can't ask Him to do that. You can't talk about Him bless you with a soulmate and you still married. You still can't pray for a great success on a job or a company that He hasn't called you to be in. You're beating yourself, and you playing with yourself. I don't care. I don't care what the Hollywood prayers go, and God just bless everything. No, He doesn't. No, He doesn't approve everything. If you have a call upon your life, and no, the fact that you have a call upon your life and you're doing His call upon His call upon your life, you are set apart. You are marked. You are different. It's just certain stuff you can't do. It's just certain, and there's certain things you can't partake in. I don't care if you partake in fast. You can't do that no more. You repent, mean turn away from that, forgive it, and you go a whole nother different direction. But when you start embracing God's call, and when you start putting one foot in front of another, one foot in front of another, you begin to watch and see what opens up, and don't have any expectation of how He's going to make it happen. Yes, He, not you. He makes things happen. God opens up the right doors for those who are obedient to what He has called them to do. Not you. Not you. You don't do that. You don't have to go ahead and kick a door. The door would just open, but you got to knock. You got to be persistent. You can't quit like any little trial comes up and think, well, this is not it. I got a little opposition, so this must be God. Let's kill that foolishness right now. Go ahead and be celebratory about your life. We're talking about a being who has nothing but the very best for you, who has brought you and those you love, your families and everything out of many a situation, and you're telling me you're afraid to trust Him with the overall totality of your life. That doesn't make sense, but I understand it. I understand it. But what I'm talking to you about is I've often talking on my streams. I live, and I know what it can do. I know what it can do when you're running away from God's calling in your life. I know the disaster that it can bring. I know the frustration that it can bring. I know the torment and the setbacks that it can bring. I know the tears that it can bring because you just don't understand. But deep down you do understand. You're not operating God's call for your life. I'm not operating God's call for my life. So this is just a part of the consequence package that happens when someone is deliberately running away from God or not facing their assignment that He calls them to do. We all are sent here for a certain purpose. We all are sent here to live an assignment that we are to fulfill before our time is over here. No. And we look at you can look at a verse like in Jeremiah 33:3, call unto me and I will answer you and show you great and wonderful things you know not. No, you can look at that verse. There's so many verses right there. Call unto Him, call unto God to go. Hey, is this you? For those you're not sure, but I'm talking specifically to the ones who are sure. I'm talking to the ones that you know what you're supposed to do. You know what you're supposed to be doing. You've been known. You've got confirmation on confirmation on confirmation times two. You already know. So the keep asking and not doing is literally a slap in the face on your life. You ain't got nothing to pray about. You ain't got nothing more to see. Your job is to quit being rebellious and start doing what He's called you to do, and watch your life begin to open up in a way that you've never known before. Watch things just begin to divinely unravel for you. I mean, divinely line up for you. And I can say divinely unravel if you keep going your own way. Watch things just begin to come into place. Watch the resources just begin to come into place. Watch the people who are called to help support you in your cause begin to come to you. Begin to be a blessing to you, because you're going to need help in your call, ladies and gentlemen. You're not going to go out there and accomplish God's calling on your life by just you. You're going to need help, and He has these helpers for you. He has these places for you. No, and you need to look at that. We could get a little bit more specific, probably at a part 2 of this stream, and then I can even go in to say that there's a certain place that God has called you. Someone can prosper, maybe in Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria. They be prospering right there. But if God wants them in Canada, Ontario, Canada, he'll begin to shut down your positions in Lagos, Nigeria. He'll just begin to shut down, and stuff will become a lie that you're supposed to be in Canada. And he wants you with a if he wants you with a certain person, he'll bring that together. He'll put that together. He'll make it possible. I don't care if he or she is in a whole nother different country. I don't care what's going on. He'll begin to line it up with a person he has chosen to walk by your side, to come along with you, and to be a help to you for real. You have got to understand this. I'm not a man who believes in coincidence. And to tell you the truth, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as luck. There's no such thing as those are just silly, fruitless terms. Everything is divinely inspired in your life. Everything is called in your life. The primary person who calls things into your life, you do, by your words, by what you say, by what you speak, by what you meditate on. I'll prove it to you. You ever thought about a person and thought about a person, all of a sudden, you see him, or they give a phone call to you and stuff like that. You think that's just coincidence? No, it's not coincidence. You call them. You ever said, this stuff make me sick, or these people make me sick, and all that kind of stuff, and all of a sudden you start getting sick, and you surprised, and you going around telling people, I don't know why I'm sick? No, you called it. I never win at anything. I always fail. I never get the raise. I never get the promotion. And you wonder why you stay stagnated? Well, don't wonder anymore. I'm going to give you the answer. You called it. But you can call blessings on your life. You can call fruitfulness on your life, provided it aligns with God's assignment for your life. You can call all that. Right the heck now. You can be, once again, you can just be slingshot in where you're supposed to be. You can accomplish more if you get serious about God's will on your life and God's call upon your life. You can be slingshot. You can be in a whole nother different positive position in your life in 2 to 5 years, maybe even shorter. If you're lining up, God doesn't feel like man time. God can accelerate time. God can speed time up or slow time down. But those of you worried about health, God can give good health, or he can make ways in your not so good health. He can do whatever he wants to do. He's not limited like you. Don't think that God operates like you do. He does not. He knows exactly how to put you ahead. He knows exactly how to line you up. He knows exactly who he has called to work with you, who has called to support you. Your job is just to go say yes and start to walk towards what he has called you to do. He could have said something small. Hey, go to this person. Go sit under this person. I don't like him. They're a different color. I ain't asked you what you like. I'm telling you to go sit under this person, or go do this, or go give to that person that assignment. Just go give. No. Well, God, I kind of need it for myself. I didn't ask you that. Just go give and see what things begin to happen in your life. No, this is not all inclusive, but it is some of the steps to help you run. And this is something many people all over the world, billions of people all over the world have faced. What am I here for? What do I do? Why don't things just scheme the world? Why do I keep going after setback after setback? Why I go through divorce after divorce? Why I go through breakdown? Why do I go to insufficiency? Why ain't I fulfilled? I'm a multimillionaire. I could drive any car I want. I go visit any place I want. I go see any. I can spend time seeing different places in the world and meet different cultures and go looking at beautiful art and people want to be with me. Both men and women celebrate. But then why am I not fulfilled? Why am I still feel empty inside? Why don't I have no peace? You don't have no. You feeling empty inside, ma'am, sir, and you don't have no peace, ma'am, ma'am, sir, because you're not doing God's calling for your life. You're doing your calling for your life, and you expect God to bless your calling for the life. God blesses His calling for your life. It is simple as that. It is simple as that. And so, if that is so critical, perhaps it's time for us and those for us and you, for us under the sound of my voice, and for me to really take serious His call upon my life, because you will give an answer for what you did, for what you have done with the time He's given you. Let me stop. Please don't think. Please, are you not thinking that you think you're just going to live this life? It's your life that He put you on His earth to accomplish His assignment, and He's giving you breath, He's giving you the mental capacity, He's giving you all these abilities, and you think that you won't stand before Him to give a statement about what you did? God Almighty is an investor, ladies and gentlemen. He's an investor. He expects a return. Don't get it twisted. No, don't get it twisted. So now I've done what he's told me to do by making this stream and giving this specific message. The rest is up to you. It applies to everyone under the sound of my voice, no exception. Everyone. No matter your creed, no matter your color, no matter your sex, no matter that, it applies to everyone. And so we appreciate you guys tuning in. Just here, we appreciate you guys thinking enough to subscribe, to support, to hit that notification bell. We just appreciate you guys. And remember, your life truly is not your own. It truly is not your own. But God thinks enough of you to give you the choice of it, whether you want to do what He wants for your life or not. No, that's what He thinks enough. So He's, in that case, He's not a hard taskmaster, but you will give it an answer, for what you have done and what you have done with your life. And it's really a couple things He wants to know. He wants to know, number one, did you accept the grace of His Son for your life? Number two, did you follow your assignment for His assignment for your life? Did you do what He said for you to do? Because eternity compared to this life is, it's very, very long. Nobody will be able to stand before you. Won't be able to get the best defense lawyer that money can buy and explain away why you failed to obey Him, why you failed to complete your assignment. You won't be able to blame your son or your wife or your bosses or your job. You're going to stand alone before Him. And to give this assignment, He's going to be talking to you one-on-one, just like He talks to you one-on-one about your assignment. No, that's what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, while you keep running away, you're going to be like a Jonah. You're going to have all kinds of turbulence in your life, and you're going to bring turbulence into other people's lives until they get rid of your butt and where their life can get aligned. This is how serious this is. Our lives do affect others. There are people waiting on you to do the work and start your call, what God is calling you to do. But by you're going to help release some people out of bondage. You're going to help free some people. You're going to help restore confidence in some people. You are going to help liberate some people. Nah, but you good. You sitting in your office place. You good. You sit somewhere, at the club or the bar. You good. You sitting you're at the wife, you're with your wife and children, and you sitting up there laying on the couch, instead of getting out there doing what he's supposed to do. You good. Nah, you cool. But in the meantime, you know hell is breaking loose in your life, in your mental thing. You like, man, it's got to be more. You're suffering silently, but you faking the funk, and you telling the biggest lie that's told in the world every day, and that lie is simply this: Hey, I'm good. I'm good. Anything wrong? Anything wrong? Fitzgerald, anything wrong? No, I'm good. How about you, Khadijah? You all right? Yeah, I'm good. Silently suffering, especially for you when you're out of pocket. But let me tell you what happens to those who do God's will for their life. They have a peace because they know they know their assignment is fulfilling them. They know that they're pleasing. Their work is pleasing to the Most High in themselves and man. They know that God is providing for them, and they are thankful. They are gracious. They suffer issues like that too, but they know there's a God in heaven that's going to help deliver them. They know they're doing life impacting work. They know they're working up. They're laying up stores and stores of blessing surplus, not only in this world, but that the world is to come. They know it. It's giving them new life. It's renewing their energy. It's bringing them the peace of mind and wholeness that money can't buy, ladies and gentlemen. They know they are on assignment. They know they are doing what they're supposed to do, and they are fulfilled. They are fulfilled, and those who walk with them are fulfilled if they're called to be on assignment with them. That's how vital it is. No, so God, we appreciate each and every one of you, Mr. Richmond, Miss Nana. We appreciate you guys. I'm just nothing but a messenger. This stream, I can't take any credit for it. It didn't come out of my mind. I should have been doing stuff like this years ago. I should have been doing my calling, which is public speaking and pastoring and writing books years ago. But I just wandered around the mountain, frustrated, broken and stuff. And so until I decided to say, hey, it's enough. Lord, what you want? Let's go. And every one of us is going to have to get to that point. Or many of you are at that point. Now it's up to you to make the choice. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in to find ways to win. I'm so grateful for you guys all. Wish nothing but peace and blessings to you and your home. As I stated so many times, the name of my channel says it all. This is sitting here to find a way to win on your terms. But on your terms, or what the life you want to live. But I have not stated that the biggest way to live the life you want to live is to surrender to the calling that God has upon your life, and surrender to that willingly and appreciatively, and you will have the life that you want. That you will have fulfillment as far as within your life. We appreciate you. God bless you all. Thanks for stopping by.